Nick Williams, and I'm sitting here with Beverley Glick. Hi Beverley, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing really well, thanks Nick.
Good. So we're running the Finding Your Plot Day
Yeah.
On the 7th of September, and we thought we'd just take a couple of minutes to let you know what it is we're running, why we're running it, what you're going to get out of attending the day, so that you can make a choice about whether it's for you or not. So, first question really is, why did we create this?
Well, in my opinion, story is the new marketing, and that's the reason why I want to bring what I know about stories to the inspired entrepreneurs who might be thinking, well, I'm not sure I've even got a story, and they probably really realise that actually they're already telling a story. But what I want to help people do is to actually identify their core story, the one that's really summing them up in their own uniqueness, and the story that's really going to help them spread their message to their tribe.
Brilliant. Because one of your things is you help people find, firstly, the story, and then the gold in their story.
That's right, yes.
That's one of the things you're going to get by attending, is firstly, recognise your story, and secondly, find the gold in it, the bit that people will really resonate with. So,
absolutely.
And just going back to that point, which I think is so crucial about storytelling being the new marketing, you know, so many of us find it objectionable to sell things, whereas by telling our story, we become much more resonant and attractive and draw people to us, which is very appealing to most of us, isn't it?
Well, stories have for thousands of years captured hearts and minds. I mean, if you think about it, it's logical that actually by telling a story, you're going to engage your audience in a much more natural and connective way without really having to sell them anything. So, because these days people are buying people, they're not buying products, they're buying connections. So it's really important that you get very clear about your story.
Great. And in your mind, you know, you've kind of touched on it, but for anybody who's kind of watching this going, still don't quite get why story is so important, isn't it just a bit of an add-on, a bit of a luxury? What would you say to that?
I would say if you don't tell your story, you're going to disappear in this kind of mass of coaches. If you just call yourself a coach or a therapist or whatever it is, whatever field you're in, you can't really hope to truly differentiate yourself from everybody else unless you're willing to actually share some of yourself, some of your truth, some of what you're all about. And to me, that is your personal story, the sum of your life experiences.
And my answer would probably be that our story is what kind of informs people about why we're doing what we're doing.
Absolutely.
So sometimes we don't even know that ourselves, we're blind to it, but it's, you know, by telling our story, people will get, now I understand why you do what you do.
Absolutely.
And that's very powerful. So you don't have to convince them, you just have to kind of tell your story and they go, now I understand you, now I get you, now I understand your why. Okay, so that's talking about why we think it's so important. By attending, what are we telling people they're going to get?
Well, they'll get a chance to actually identify the story that they're telling at the moment through whatever medium they're using, website, their videos, their, you know, whatever, however they're communicating right here, right now. So we can take a look at how they're doing that at the moment. Then we can start helping them identify actually the story that they would like to be telling. That maybe they aren't telling, because we're so often we're blind to our own stories.
So we're going to take people through a series of exercises, you're going to get some very tangible kind of dropouts at the end of it. You know, we're going to be talking about narrative, but then you're going to do exercises to identify, and other people are going to help you identify, because there'll be a lot of mirrors on the day to kind of feedback. So it's going to be a very rich day.
Very rich, and a lot of feedback from the group, and also from myself and Nick. And I'll be bringing all my experience as a journalist. I've been a journalist for 30 years now, so hopefully I know a little bit about how to tell a story, so I'll be feeding in some of my own expertise.
Right, and I think one of your gifts is, you know, you can look at data and see the story in a way, so Beverley would be very good at helping you identify your story. And in the spirit of what we're talking about, you know, just briefly, what's our story? Should we tell people what's our story? How come we're doing this? How come we're making it so important? Because I kind of, about just over a year ago, I kind of looked you in the eye and said, you're a story archaeologist.
Yes, you did.
And what was your reaction when I said that to you?
Wow, I love it. It was just it was so unique, and so it just captured exactly what it was that I was wanting to communicate about what I do, because it really speaks to that, you know, unearthing that core story and to find the buried treasure in your story, which I absolutely loved.
So, I love your kind of underlying belief, which is everybody already has a story.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
you know, I identified you as the story archaeologist, or that kind of idea came to me. So our story around this is, you know, we both see the value of story and the power of story. You're very good at helping people identify and unearth it. So the story is, we came and presented on a course I ran back in April, and it went really well. We asked people to put their hand up, and if they thought a day on this would be good, and most people put their hand up. So that's why we're doing it. Because A, we want to do it, it's going to be great fun.
Yeah.
And B, you're going to get so much out of it, and I think you're going to go away kind of re-inspired about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Because my core belief about this is there's no such thing as an ordinary life. So it doesn't matter if you think, oh, I haven't got anything interesting there's nothing interesting about my life, and I just know that that's actually not true. That there will be a golden thread that's coming through your life that actually speaks to your sole purpose as well. So that's what I'm really excited about helping people discover.
So if you don't think you've got a story and you're really attached to that, don't come on this day. But if you believe you have a story, or you would like to find it and unearth it and learn how to tell it in a powerful way, the state's for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it is specifically in the arena of running your own business, so that you create resonance and you build a tribe or a community of people. So that's the specific purpose of the day, really.
Absolutely, and hopefully you'll go away with that with tools. You know, so don't worry if you think you're not a writer or you don't actually know how to tell a story. I'll be giving you some tips and hints on how to start with that.
Brilliant. Well, thanks for taking the time to watch this. Thanks, Beverley.
Thanks,
look forward to seeing you on September the 7th. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.